Greetings, traveler. You've just landed on the Mikey and Me podcast. But fear not, for this is no mistake. No fault in the stars, no glitch in the matrix. I'm afraid this has all been planned, predetermined by powers known not to us. So pull up a chair and join us as we find our way together for you, our among friends. Matthew?
Mikey.
How are you, brother?
I'm reaching over to you right now. I'm
Are you
massaging
reaching
your
out
head in
digitally?
the metaphysical realm right now.
Digitally reaching out to me.
It's always great to be alive, right? Always thankful.
It is
always
great to be alive.
and thankful to have a friend, a friend I get who has to talk to me at least once a week. So we talk more than that.
That is true. We do talk quite a bit more than that. But yeah, the once a week thing, it is kind of a guaranteed thing. It's like, got to talk to this guy, huh? Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but no, there's a benefit though. Yeah, it's good, about the interesting stuff. But
84 and cloudy in Dallas, Texas.
Dude, I feel it.
84 and cloudy, and I'm going to go ahead and give you. Typically, I'm always jumping around with the weather, but might as well just go ahead and give us a little bit of an outlook since we're coming up on the weekend, busy weekend, busy holiday
coming up here.
It's the 4th of July. It's going to be the 4th of July. We're all going to be out celebrating.
What's the significance of that?
It's the day that it's a very significant thing. It's an Independence Day
for our country.
You know that movie from 1995?
This when the aliens attacked us the first time and we fought him. Mm-hmm. Bill Pullman was our president.
That's what. Yes, and that happened on the 4th of July. And that gained us our independence.
Awesome. That's amazing.
So Thursday, it's going to be 35% chance of rain out there. Gosh, and on the 4th, on Friday, we're looking at 40% chance of rain. So you know what, guys, temper your expectations. You might want to keep an eye on that outdoor cookout over the weekend. You might want to maybe reschedule
Star-Spangled Barbecue right there, brother.
Look at that. But yeah, that's your weather. That's your outlook.
I like it. No, it is 4th of July coming up here. It's I guess that's worth mentioning for if you're an American listen. If not, because have holidays, it's everything's kind of goes around it. But but we did have we didn't even need to really talk about it. But I was saying because we happened to talk and stuff, we did just do something this last weekend together that
we did.
And it's somebody who's become a friend. I like to think of them. I feel like they're a good friend to me. Like I honestly do. Like I really like this person, and we went and they had a birthday, and I think they have a name, but you can go from there because we did something pretty cool.
That boy Nick Crane, boy Crizzy. It was his birthday. He's
in the game. He's got one of the
Crane is up in the game.
No, but in our card game, in the battle cards.
Oh, dude, yes.
He probably is the most fun character to be.
He really is because it's like when your back's against the wall, all or nothing.
Literally, like you could
hit
win
him with the all or nothing.
Or you could lose.
You could just win the whole thing out. But no, it was that man's birthday. So it was a happy birthday, man. It was cool. He invited us all out to go bowling. So I had other stuff going on the weekend, so we had to push the filming of the podcast back. Yeah. But it was all for good reasons, and it was good fun. Bowling was I enjoyed bowling, but I did notice that place we were bowling at, which is interesting. I don't know if this is happening elsewhere and other people have noticed it.
I learned. I was educated.
Yeah, but all of the balls, or not balls, all of the pins were being held up by like wires at the very top. They had like
marionettes,
Yeah, they had some like wire going into the very tip top of the pin. And personally, in my opinion, I believe that was totally affecting the way pins were flying.
There's no world in which there isn't. There's no way that
it's
gosh, it must make. I wonder how much cost they're cutting by how quickly it's able to do things and that stuff. But it's like the fact that there's the concept of the observer effect in quantum physics. It just looking at something can affect it. Yeah, no, this is actually something that's touching and causing friction. It might be minuscule, but yeah, there's no way that's a pure bowling experience.
There was a couple of times where we had noticed too, where pins. There was literally one pin. It was either I hit or somebody else hit. Because there was a few things we noticed that was weird. One of them, I think, either way, me or somebody else hit the pin. And it's like we knocked over most of them, but then there was 2 pins standing. And one of them was about to fall over. It was like way past over its center of gravity. And then all of a sudden it just came back because that little wire at the top pulls it all back together to reset the 2 pins.
Yeah.
And so as this thing was naturally about to fall over but hadn't broken out of its circumference in the amount of time that the ball went through, it was pretty much like, okay, reset the pins, and it restood it up. So it's like that pin would have fallen. That would have been
dude.
a point for somebody.
From
from
my perspective, it's like that's the obvious call out. But even if they had like a perfect run of it, to where you didn't have any of those instances, it still is affecting it, and it's
it's because it can't. The pin can't spin.
Physics. It's not.
No,
it's not natural physics. There's something blocking the perfect natural physics of it. And so it's cool, but just go into it knowing that.
Yes, and we had no idea. So I was just kind of like,
have that in professional bowling because we are professional. We're trying to be professional, but
exactly. We were all trying to be professionals, but once we realized that, we're like, you know what, guys, let's just have fun. We're e-bowling. It's
funny the fact that we got into it like this just shows how competitive we just are.
Oh yeah, how we're bowling. Yeah.
That we even cared to talk about this.
No, I know, but it was interesting though because it's like if you think about it, it's like okay, I don't know. You're just like you're neutering the game that's already so obscure in a sense, and like I don't know. You're just kind of
you are, but it is funny.
You're really neutering a game that already it's like the people that
we don't care about bowling. We do it once every 2 years, but that one day we want it to be. We care enough to talk about it right now.
I cared enough, dude. I felt cheated. I was like, dude, look. My score would have been way more impressive than what it is right now. Had this not been evil,
I was doing a lot of experimenting with trying to spin it, not trying to spin it, and then so there's no consistency in my approach. But bowling is something that I definitely like golf more so. But
it's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's like darts or anything. It's like, man, I could see myself getting into it if there was like a feasible, simple way. So whenever you hear about rich people having a bowling alley, it's like that makes sense to me because like I have a dartboard in my house. If I was a super rich, I could go down and throw darts. Do some bowling. That would be badass.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna real quick side dog trail. You brought up bowling, and I've been waiting to tell somebody. But yeah, I'm a billionaire. Don't go and dude, you call into work Monday, dude. You're calling to work, you're good. No, so I was listening to the Coast to Coast AM podcast not long ago, and George Norrie had a guest on, and they were talking about. I could pull it up real quick, just for the specifics of it, and what is the second take? The Greystone, I believe is what it is. Yes.
Your hair's looking good.
Hang on. Oh, thank you, man. I was like,
I didn't want to say anything.
Typically, I don't like it going all big and wild.
But I was like, I'm talking to a cool guy right now.
Dude, I don't like it whenever it does this. It goes all over the place. But I'm like, dude, I don't like whatever.
Nah, dude, it's working.
Let's see. I think it's the Greystone. Haunting of the Greystone Mansion Spirit. And so that's it's Coast to Coast AM if y'all want to listen to it. But either way, they're talking about this Greystone Mansion. Apparently, it's like a super famous place, and it's in Beverly Hills. And the guy that owned it was like an oil baron guy. He ended up went to California, I think from the Midwest or something like that. I can't remember. Either way, I'm going way off that are more than I should, but he ends up becoming an oil baron.
You can find a way to get off.
Becomes an oil baron, and he has this mansion, and a lot of crazy shit happens with this mansion. It's haunted, obviously, due to what this podcast is telling us. But then the long and short of it is the bowling alley. It has a bowling alley in it, in the basement, and it is the bowling alley where they shot the scene in what movie?
There Will Be Blood.
There you go. The oil baron. And there's people are saying that it's loosely based. That guy's character is like loosely based on the guy that owned the Greystone Mansion.
It's funny because I'm not gonna lie, I was like half caught up with what you're even saying, but I think of There Will Be Blood in knowing.
Yes.
I always thought it was I was always fascinated by the fact that they had the scene at the end where that happens in a bowling alley.
Yes.
Like in a house.
I was too. I was too.
You gotta love Paul Thomas Anderson, man. Dude,
that's literally why.
The fact that brought it up right there is nuts, isn't it?
Yep. As soon as you brought up bowling alleys in a house, I thought There Will Be Blood. Like that's what's so crazy and powerful about that scene in that movie is it like an obscure. It's like what?
Dude, it's funny. I can't think of ever hearing anyone talk. I mean, I'm sure it has been, but it's like it's one of those things in the back of your mind. It's like, hey, he has been bowling alley in his house. But it's like so far back to just think about them actually having a bowling alley in his house that far back. It's pretty cool. So
but that was so we're gonna get one installed in the new Mikey and Me podcast studio. If Joe Rogan would wrap up his construction down the hall. Yeah, that's why I'm not in the studio. I actually couldn't get into the studio. Matt's trapped. Joe Rogan's construction has.
Luckily, I've got a lot of rations from my wife.
I think he's having a life size I think he shot a bear or something, and he's putting it in there. He's got an elk and like a swordfish or something, a marlin.
Yeah, they clone some stuff.
Good for him. Good for him.
Stuff. It's good though.
Personally, if I could do those things, I would choose not to. I would not do those. I
use a bow.
If I had the money, I would do all of that.
Bow too.
I would do all of that. That's a lie. But no, we love Joe Rogan. Speaking of which, did you know you've been hearing about the?
Go.
Well, I was just gonna say, have you heard about that? That guy, the Liver King dude, who was like threatening his life, and he had to ended up like Joe Rogan had the guy arrested. Yeah, the dude's on some hard drugs or something. He's on meth. Yeah. It seems like
I'm kind of surface level understanding of the whole situation.
Okay, so you have heard of it though.
Liver King is literally
Liver King. Okay, all right. So yeah, he's an Instagram influencer guy that's been around for a while, and at first he kind of like took the internet by storm just because of how he looked. He just has this like big beard and this like crazy big hair that's like kind of pulled back or whatever. Yeah. And he's got this huge mustache, and he's just this big, massive, like he's this massive dude
with
these like crazy abs
right now.
with these crazy, he's got these like crazy abs or whatever too. And that's the thing. It turns out his abs, I believe, are actually implants. I think, from what I've heard, they're not natural. Yeah. But he himself like is on like I'm pretty sure he's on some kind of like steroid. I don't know why it took me to go get that out. I don't know why it took me so long to get that out. But I'm pretty sure he was on some form. He's
not natural.
No, I don't believe so. He's on like tren. I think that's why I was tripping. I think they were saying it's tren. I was trying to think of the name of what they alleged that he had been taking. But either way, he seems to be on something else in his videos when he's talking about Joe Rogan, because he's like very, he's very erratic. His face looks bad, and people looks like he has. I don't think they have. I don't know. I want to. It seems like he'd be a totally typical guy that Joe Rogan might have on, just some kind of polarizing, wild, crazy character that the internet's talking about.
I think Rogan's elevated beyond that bullshit now. Yeah.
Yeah, but also too, yes and no. Like I think he is, but
you'll have crazy to the people, extent that have the shit together better than this guy, maybe.
Yes, I think this dude. Yes, for sure. And I think what happened with him is that like I don't really know what the fuck happened to him or what happened with him, but because it's just crazy. Like him, he's wanting to fight Joe Rogan. Yeah. I don't know if he's tried to reach out to Joe and tried to have like get on his podcast. See, Joe hasn't even talked about this. I don't think, or not that I've heard of.
Talking about it means it's exactly what he wants, and he could. This is the way my brain is like, okay, is this an example of somebody intentionally doing something for publicity, or is this an example of somebody who's actually just crazy in the publicity?
Yeah, but he doesn't seem well. That's the thing, though.
Legitimate.
Okay. The thing is, though, the reason it seems like it's legitimate that it's like he seems like dude is physically face looks like sunken in, like looks like he's been on like hard drugs. Like it looks kind of like meth use. There's like sore, like looks like he's been picking at scabs or something on his face.
There's a narrative that would easily say like, this seems legitimate. This is just nuts.
Yeah, the dude like in the shit he's saying and stuff.
But he has a lot of followers.
Just really
he's
weird.
Famous in his own online way, which is
exactly. And two, that's the thing, and exactly you bringing up the point about the world we live in and the fact that it's like. I wouldn't put it past anybody for this to be. Yeah, exactly.
But that's the world we live in.
Exactly. It's like, the fact that would be a reality that somebody like this would exist in the first place. So yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they would go to the extents that they do to try and just get some type of hype around it. But he did get arrested, and I think he got charged with terroristic threat, which is a misdemeanor, I believe.
Just fun.
Yeah, just fun and but yeah, but
fun.
either way, I think good, smart on Joe for being like, hey man, I'm not gonna deal with this. Like,
he did not
report
need
you to
my
the police.
advice. I'm like, Joe, you know what to do.
Joe, you know what to do. Call those people.
Cops, dude.
All the fucking cops.
The guy's trying to attack you. Go ahead and call the cops.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's a great advice, man. That's why you're my attorney, man. That's why you're my attorney.
Record now. If someone's attacking you and they don't have any, regardless, call the police.
Call the police on it, man.
Yeah.
Call the fucking cops. Call the cops on somebody attacking you.
The cops called on them.
There you go. Oh man. So, but yeah, no. So all that to say, that was the weekend. Up to one more thing. Then we led into Monday, which was yesterday, and I had noticed. So my girlfriend and I had been telling my girlfriend for a little bit that, like, about these Fathom events through Cinemark and these different movie theaters.
You'll see those advertisements before the trailers, separate from the trailers, but like an ad trailer almost.
Yes. I remember seeing those all the time back in the day, and then not really thinking like much of it. I didn't really care.
Some like
exactly
some in London play, whatever. Blah, blah.
Precisely. And so, I always knew about them, but then I realized, like, oh man, that's actually pretty cool. They're playing, a lot of it is replaying old movies.
It's like they're doing some legit stuff with this.
Yeah, well, because when you're young, you're always like, you just want to see the new shit.
Yeah.
And I haven't gone to a lot of movies over in the past handful of years, but either way, I'd had the thought, I'm like, well, let's check these out. And so I checked out the other day, was looking online at the Fathom events for this year, and one that was actually over this past weekend. They had a showing on Sunday and Monday, but it was for the 30th anniversary of Clueless, which happened to
one come out.
It happened to come out in 1995. So that was pretty
Roulette, synchronicity, buddy.
It is. And so at that point, once I knew the chick was into, I knew she loved Clueless, and I was like, well, shit, it's 95. So
your lady,
my lady. So I was like, hey, yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do that. So we went and saw Clueless. And dude, it was,
the first time you've seen it all the way through.
No, I've seen it before.
I haven't actually seen it all the way through ever.
It's a good movie. It's it's funny how
it's the first thing I think I ever remember seeing Paul Rudd in. I think
yes,
that's what I think of Clueless.
Yes,
like that's the first time he ever existed in my mind.
Yeah, he pretty much, yeah. But he was really good in that movie. He was fantastic in that movie. He does not do that. That is not.
No, that's not the movie I saw.
That does not happen in that movie. So you did not hear that. That is redacted.
It's a seminal movie. It's a seminal movie, and it's cool that all timed out.
It's got a. Oh man, it was great. The movie was awesome. The one thing I will say, since you asked about the experience, it did kind of suck that at one point, it was like 35 minutes after the movie had started, two people walked in and sat like a row in front of us and down on the end, and then like dude pulled out a bag, and then from that backpack he pulled out a to-go box with food in it.
Are you serious?
And they're in the box. The to-go box is wrapped in a grocery sack.
Wow.
So he's over there like,
you're not even joking.
No, and he's taking this food out, standing up in the theater 35 minutes into the movie. Like just after, and I'm like, are you serious right now? It's like we're doing this right here, and he does that, and then he just sits down.
Fathom event, dude.
And him, but
you Fathom event before.
And him and his girl just start sitting there snacking away, and of course, what are they doing the whole time? They're just sitting there, Yeah, exactly. You just and I'm like,
I hope you guys like the movie.
And Dude, at the very end, dude, I was like, yo, get me out of here, man. Like, give me, because, and I told Allie, because at the end of it, like, we stood up and like they ended up Like at that point, they were being quiet, and I was like, "Why are they being quiet now? Like what? Like
Yeah, 'cause
why?
you
Like
know
why?
they were being
Go
out the whole
ahead.
time.
Movie's over. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You know, you've been talking the whole time, and
We
then all of a
didn't want
sudden
them to
your
realize it was
Cheshire.
us. Everybody
Yeah,
knows it was you.
yeah, dude. So I was just like, man, it was incredible. But I literally, I wanted to ask him. I told her we were walking out, and I was like, you don't know how bad I wanted to ask them. I said, did you guys enjoy the movie? Like,
Clueless, huh?
man.
Alicia Silverstone, man.
Oh.
That was it for her after that. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was just like, oh, it was so
That's
annoying, and I'm like, but they ended up like chilling out near the end of it. But the entire movie they were yapping, bro. Or well, I say the entire movie, about an hour and a half of it.
All right. Well, I'll look forward to talking to them next week because I'm sure that you're getting them on the podcast to talk about how.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find them. Yeah, I definitely want
how to be an effective movie disruptor.
Oh, I'm sure that would be a great podcast. We'd probably be listening to chip bags rumble and Slurpees getting sucked on.
With expert precision. The way you came this movie.
Yeah, show up to a movie late.
This in
when everybody's already settled down.
Kind of get shat on or experienced a little bit, but help us.
Yeah, and then the craziest part is that the girl walked out with the to-go box of her food in the bag on her hand like this through the whole movie theater and left.
So it's like you doing a gesture like she's got a tray on her hand, like she's a waitress, like having a tray on her hand walking.
Yeah, it's like you're
bold.
You can't have that in here.
You're bold.
You snuck it in a bag. You knew you couldn't have it in here. And then you're walking out, it's just like, oh, man.
Be bold with it.
So, yeah, my recommendation of the week is don't talk in movies. Don't be an asshole in movies.
We got the hardest part of the episode done already. Call police if you need to and don't talk during movies. There we go.
Oh, man. No kidding, dude. But, yeah, that was that. Clueless was awesome. And I guess that we can go ahead with that being said. We could go ahead and kick off the movies, and before we delve into our
saying that too, but real roulette.
It is before we delve into our into the mainstay, our real roulette. The year is 1995. Okay, your president is Bill Clinton.
How old were you?
How old was I in 95? I was 4.
Yeah, so it's wild.
I was 4 years old.
I was living, and you were 4.
I was 4 years old. Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
You're good, brother.
Bill Clinton was your president in the year of 95, which, we all know about him, don't we? I think. Or do you guys want me to tell you about his brother and running cocaine? Oh, okay. Okay, we'll skip that.
Yeah, there's an Oval Office and jokes. Yeah.
Yeah. I like
he was a smart guy. No, he actually was legit smart. No, like there's an instance where I think the teleprompter something went out, but he like off the cuff did he's actual very intelligent, smart president. Like
oh yeah, dude.
Even if you're not a Democrat, like I do respect Bill for many reasons. Oh yeah.
Oh, he's slick. I can't say quite the same, but he's a slick. Let's see the year's music in 95. All right. Like some of the top songs, Gangster's Paradise, Coolio. I know Matt was bumping that Coolio.
That was the song for the movie Dangerous Minds, and there's this kind of like we're both massive,
Waterfalls by TLC, top song of the year.
Go chasing them.
Another top song for the year, Creep by TLC again. Any surprise? On Bended Knees, Boys to Men.
Oh gosh,
that was another Matt band.
This.
Oh yeah, B. Jones. Make sure Boys to Men. He's about to message me. Oh yeah, so I talk to Boys to Men.
Brandon's all knowledge already there.
Oh, for real, dude. Fantasy by Mariah Carey. Take a Bow, Madonna.
Fantasy, baby. I think she was on the tire swing. This is such for my age, just to know things. Like I think that was her on a tire swing above a lake. It was like as a young boy, it was fun to watch to see her. I think
another top song. I think number 9 here. This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
It's Friday night.
Don't take it personal.
I don't know.
Just One of Them Days by Monica.
Just One of Them Days. No, it's different. Okay, by Monica.
It's a different one. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so that was a little bit about some music. But
Heck
then let's
yeah.
jump into some world events so that we can.
Yeah, let's do it. What happened? What's going on in
Yeah.
95?
What was going on?
I
Oh
don't know.
shit!
You're
Well,
about to
I
tell
just had
us.
all my research here. I know I was, but then all my shit
I
disappeared.
is an 11-year-old Oklahoma City bombing happening this year, I think.
Yes, I did. It 100% did happen.
And it's one of those things that happened. I was 11, but I remember exactly the day. It's one of those like, where were you when this happened? I was 11. I remember after school we went to Scalini's Pizza and Pasta down the, which still happens to exist, which is an amazing feat in itself that this place still exists. Everything else around it has changed in ownership. Down the street from like close to my dad's house, this little Italian place, and I just remember seeing up on the little tiny little CRT TV in the corner, showing stuff about the Oklahoma City bombing. It was just like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's just, I can see it right now just thinking about it.
yeah. So yeah, no. So that was an event. Another and dude, 95. So 95 had some amazing movies, and then 95 had some crazy shit that happened, and also some major things like technologically and things like that. Windows 95 was dropped.
Huge.
That
Yeah,
was yep.
that was like
Mhm.
the foundation of kind of I feel like the Windows that we all are comfortable with.
Pretty much functional now.
Yeah.
World Trade Organization was launched January 1st, replenishing global trade. And then, yeah, as you just said, Oklahoma City bombing. O.J. Simpson acquitted in his
Snap.
murder
What
trial
was that
October
year?
3rd.
It was
Media
95, huh?
spectacle. Yup. Did you
It's
bring one of those in a second?
it's funny because jury duty they have that OJ joke at the very
Yes.
early juice whatever, yeah, like it was it's that was really
Um,
funny.
let's see. Okay. See, we had some also Toy Story.
Yep.
Premieres November 22nd. The first feature film ever ever
CGI.
entirely computer animated.
Yep. And I remember, yeah. Again, this is like this is for me living on like the exact perfect moments of childhood and growing up. To like, I remember that Thanksgiving. I remember we never went and saw theater like movies as a group at Thanksgiving with my cousins and stuff. But we went that this Thanksgiving. It happened to be like we all went and we saw Toy Story in the theater together, and it
Yeah,
just
dude.
added to the magic of this. The first. It's a milestone for many reasons, but
It
for
was,
me, it touches very close.
yeah, and it was a great movie, man. I mean, it still
It
holds
really
up.
does. I've been showing it to my daughter. It's great. I
Dude, I
actually have
love that
been.
movie.
Yeah, it's great to get to watch the stuff with my daughter.
Braveheart won Best Picture. We're getting to the movie stuff early. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, they do. It's legit. It's a legit movie. Mel Gibson.
And let's see. Last thing here, Atlanta Braves beat the Cleveland Indians to win the World Series.
How do you feel about that? Because I have no feelings.
I mean, at that time, it was like Cleveland had always had a great team, but
Who
the
are the
Braves
pitchers
were. I
in
mean,
those teams?
I was a kid, so I didn't. Oh shit! Who were the pitchers in the '95?
I might just ask. I don't care them up, but if there's any like of those like iconic names that for me,
Well, yeah,
it's like
Smoltz and Glavine were with
okay,
Smoltz, Glavine, and I don't know. I don't think no Maddox wasn't. Was he?
that'd be
Let's see. The other we got what, Chris? Chris said that was also the year that y'all were out on that camp out on Joe Pool Lake where that storm came.
oh snap. Oh, with Eddie DeMarcus and all them running around and going crazy.
Yeah, he said with Eddie DeMarcus and them running around going crazy. Chris is just laughing, shaking his head. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, man.
Yeah, pitchers for that year: Greg Maddux, Javi Lopez, Fred McGriff, or not pitchers. Let's see: Chipper Jones, Jeff Balser,
Yeah, that Bobby won't
Blouser. Sorry, David Justice.
For someone who's not like a hardcore baseball fan, that it does make me. It makes me think of the thing I appreciate about baseball is just kind of like the battle, the dynamics of this guy versus like like a fight, but it's a unique
Yeah.
it's just a unique thing, to where it's hard not to like really respect badass hitters and pitchers. It's like
Yeah. It's
they're
like,
they're both sniping each other in a way. It's nuts.
yeah, it's like its own little, it's to me, it's like a chess game with more movement.
Yeah.
To me, it's how baseball is. Baseball is a lot like, because it's a chess game in the sense where, you don't know, the batter doesn't know what's coming, and the pitcher isn't, he knows where he wants to throw it, but if he misses, it's like, ball or strike, or it could be give up a hit.
Yeah.
And so it's like it can be either checkmate, on him, or checkmate to the batter. So it's like it's kind of, that's what I like about it. Every pitch is, yeah, and I think that's what's cool about it, is that every pitch is kind of like has that same gravity hanging over it, where it's like, this could be the pitch where he crushes it, or this could be the pitch where he rolls it over to the shortstop and he's out.
And it's funny. It's like the fact that Japanese culture really grabbed onto it. I feel like it shows.
Yeah.
It shows the value of it in a unique way. You know what I mean? The fact
I
that they
agree.
saw that and latched onto it, like with all like the subtle nuances and it's because
I think it's,
you think of it as a smart culture. I think everyone
One,
would think of it as
yeah.
a smart culture. It's like this is a smart, unique sport.
exactly. And I was going to say they're a very calculated culture, and two, it's like everything they do they don't waste things, and it's like,
Nope.
they're very efficient with the things they do. And so it's like baseball, if you can be good at being efficient, not being wasteful, and also too, a lot of the stuff they do is, it's like doing the basic things in their daily life to such a level of perfection. And it's like that translates perfectly. Yeah. And that translates perfectly into, baseball. So yeah, I mean, it's a perfect Zen type of, perfect game for people that they have the perfect mindset for that game. They have the perfect, kind of approach to it in a sense, I think. Because, I mean, I'm sure you've never heard of him, and a lot of people have never heard of him, because everybody just knows of
Paco Smackins?
Okay, no, Paco Smackins, dude, that's you. No, everybody just knows of Shohei Ohtani. But, some people from like our era and stuff like that know of Hideki Matsui, great baseball player for the Yankees. But then there's a guy, Ichiro as well. Obvious one. See, look at that. You're not even a huge baseball guy. You're like Ichiro.
Like his contact, like his like actual contact getting base, like hit numbers. I know it's just like it's not like he's the home run guy, but he did a certain thing like the best,
So where all that came from largely came from a guy named Sadahara O.
Okay.
Who was somebody that was called, he was actually considered the Japanese Babe Ruth. Right now, people this was like back in the 70s, 60s. No wait.
For real?
He could have, Sadahara O probably played in he could have played as early as the 50s, but I want to say it was like the 60s to 70s. Let's see.
Because, I'm curious when it ever even kind of crossed the pond to get over and to like really be adopted by their culture. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. We'll have to do a baseball soup episode for like this, like what we're doing kind of right now. Because
absolutely.
I'm not even a baseball fan, but there's a beauty and there's something to it that I don't care what you think about it. It's a unique, perfect thing in itself. Is all I can say.
Let's see. Professionally from 1959 to 1980, as a member of the Yomiuri Giants, a Nippon professional baseball Central League.
Yeah,
he debuted on April 11th, 1959. Initially as a pitcher, before switching to a first baseman and becoming a legendary slugger. So here you want to hear his numbers across his 22 season career. From 1959 to 1980, he appeared in 2,831 games, collected 2,786 hits, tallied 868 home runs, held a lifetime average of 301 with 2,170 RBIs. He retired following the 1980 season at the age of 40. He was considered, again, 868 home runs.
Dude, that's insane.
So you need to,
Racist.
So you might need to actually look him up real quick, in the sense where, what I was he's so important because
Tell me what I'm looking up here.
okay, so his name is Sada. I'm telling you how to spell it. Sada.
You might not be able to see
Haru Haruoh.
Okay, I got it.
That's how you spell his name.
I got it from there.
He had like he had like a whole hitting book, like technique and everything that came from all of it came from samurais.
That's nuts.
Like and how like efficiency of using like the samurai sword and stuff like that, and your body and whatnot. And like the reason they all pretty much hit the way they do is a lot of it has to do with this dude.
That's awesome.
How he like he pretty much would stand.
Screen now?
Yeah, I
Okay,
see
cool.
that. I see that. So yeah, it was like that's they all stand on one leg for a really long time. Their weight's like back. They pretty much like just stand on the back leg, and then they kind of have this long stride. Yeah, it's him. Yeah, so look at his swing. It's a lot like Ichiro's, and like the majority of Japanese and Asian players you see now pretty much have his swing. Yeah, they have his swing where
really
that's that they're on that
right. Like,
bang. Yep, that where they're on that back leg for a long
that's
time.
like a foundation. Like that's like
because
the power source right there. Boom.
One, because what they noticed they realized that by doing this, it gave them better adjustability for breaking balls and fastball. Like if you didn't know because obviously you don't know if he's throwing you a fastball or breaking ball. So by being on one leg, it gave them the ability to, okay, get my leg down faster, or okay, take longer to put my leg down and wait, and then let my body lag behind so I can hit this breaking ball.
That's cool, man.
So yeah, I mean he was you're definitely right. We need to do an episode of where we talk mainly about him because he's revolutionized a lot of things, I think, in the way of hitting. And like if dudes today would just pay attention to what like he did, because he has a book that you can buy. It's on, you can find it on eBay, and I mean they're pretty expensive though. They're all like, I want to say they're probably close to $200.
Yeah.
But it's like his whole hitting philosophy.
That sounds badass, dude. But yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, the 1995. That's our year. I don't know how we. Yeah, we can dive right in. I can go ahead and take the wheel for the first part of it and let you jump into the rest.
It sounds good.
It was a fantastic year.
What to look up or not look up, and then we'll just go from there.
Right now I think I'm just going to kind of rattle off some stuff because there's literally so many movies.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah, there's so many movies, and I'm sorry if I name any. I'm going to try not to name any of the major picks and stuff like that we might want to talk about. But I mean, it's insane just how many movies ended up coming out this year. You had The Quick and the Dead. That was a huge one. Ace Ventura came out.
Dude, Nature Calls.
Casper, Desperado, Desperados.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Major Pain, Seven, Jumanji.
Adventure,
yep. Shit, what else? Batman Forever, which I mean, hey, feel how you want about it. I loved it.
I still have the glasses from freaking McDonald's. They
really
had like a special collector's thing with Jim Carrey's Joker. Yeah, I still have all four of those glasses still. And I thought they'd be worth something, but they actually made so many of them to where a lot of people have them too. I've looked it up.
Okay. The original Bad Boys was 95.
Dude.
The original Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Will Smith.
Quick and the Dead. Indian in the Cupboard. Billy Madison. I mean, and I'm sure that's probably going to be on there.
That's one of the most important movie. It's funny because my whole exercise, I'm glad you're bringing these because I forget like that as far as my actual individual growth and what it was. I watched Billy Madison. It's probably up there with one of the movies I've seen the most in my entire life because I had my buddy Chris Ebert, where every time I go to his house, I think I talked about it before, we would rent it, and I'm like. And I said something like, I wonder why his parents didn't just buy it, but we would like rent Billy Madison every single week, every single time. And
like, dude, let's just rent it.
Yeah, dude.
Heavyweights. This is a movie. I don't know that anybody. I don't know that we will never see a movie of this like level of comedy. Exactly. And I mean, it's hilarious, dude. Like, even if you tried to do this today, I don't think it would come anywhere nearly as funny. Even if if you tried to not even be offensive.
Yeah.
Like, if you tried to just be offensive and say all the shit, I don't think you could make this as funny. Like, just, without Ben Stiller and his presence and everything.
Oh, most definitely.
Tom and Huck. That was a good one for kids.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yep, Tom and Huck. Yeah, I remember that movie. And fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and say one of mine, which we could go ahead and pull up a trailer for.
Okay.
One of my picks for the year that people should see if they haven't, and The Usual Suspects.
Bryan Singer. I mean, I said the director. I'm pretty sure he's the director. Yeah, dude. Kaiser Soze, dude. This is This is definitely one of the best, like, most important movies.
You all know the drill. When your number is called, step forward
even
and repeat the phrase you've been given.
It is one of the best, but like it.
Number one, step forward.
This was my aunt's favorite movie.
The people, like the character careers that launch, and just
hand me the keys, you fucking cocksucker.
A lot of significant people and things happen because of this movie.
Number two, step forward.
Give me the fucking keys, you fucking cocksucker, motherfucker!
Knock it off. Get back. Number three, step forward.
That dude reminds me of my buddy's uncle. Give me the fucking keys, you fucking cocksucker, motherfucker.
Hand me the keys, you cocksucker.
In English,
This is
please.
like the Benicio del Toro on the map right here.
In English.
Yeah.
This is first, as far as I know, this is the first thing I can think of him that I've seen.
Number four, step
I know he's
forward.
acted before, probably, but
It was bullshit. The whole rap was a setup.
Hand me the keys, you fucking cocksucker.
It was all the cops' fault. You don't put guys like that into a room together.
Gabriel Byrne, Kevin Spacey,
Who knows what can happen?
R.I.P.
Hand me the keys,
Yeah.
you fucking cocksucker.
I don't know why.
Yeah, that was a bad trailer in a way, but also it was the perfect trailer for that movie because that's the iconic movie cover like that I remember seeing all the time at Blockbuster was them in the lineup, like standing like that.
Yeah, dude.
With the dude with his jacket slung over his like arm or whatever, The Usual Suspects, the lineup. So it's like, while that is kind of a shit trailer in a way that it only shows that one scene, it's honestly a great trailer in the fact that it's like, that's all like anybody ever knows it by. Because if you were to show it any other way, it's like, you're going to be like, what movie is this? But then you show that scene, you're like, oh, this is a movie.
Yeah, dude. No, it's,
I feel like, because the way all of it was advertised, I never saw advertisements for The Usual Suspects without seeing the lineup.
Yeah.
Like that picture of the lineup of them.
It's iconic. Like it's like one of the best, promo things. And in that whole Kaiser Soze, a real good gaming friend from Destiny days. His like gamer tag was Kaiser, whatever. So it's just like that he's a real cool dude, and so it was always cool to like connect those two.
Yeah. So again, the Usual Suspects, like I said, man, that was my aunt's favorite movie. I remember like I was too young, but she had bought it on DVD or on VHS. Oh yeah, that was another thing. DVD was announced in 1995.
Oh really?
That DVD was going to be a thing. So that was another huge deal for 95.
Yeah.
But either way, I remember her buying that on VHS and talking about how much she loved it. It's her favorite movie. And I was like, that's cool. Like I was shit by that point. I was probably like 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
And then time I got old enough, I ended up watching it.
For that right to itself, but then everything came together with the actors and everything, So yeah, it was an amazing screenplay because I think Singer directed and wrote the screenplay, but yeah.
Yeah. And so this next pick is definitely, it's like the same kind of thing. If you, I don't know how you haven't seen it, and this is also a Chris reason that I saw this movie was for Chris, and also a Chris pick, I'll say. But Heat, probably one I know is probably one of his favorite movies.
Dude, I know that.
Top three.
We almost might, man. We're gonna have next episode. Chris needs the platform to talk about this movie. Especially with the way they did the guns and the way it was filmed with Michael Mann and like scenes and the realism of the gunshots and stuff. Yeah, Chris. We'll talk about this again.
100% agree.
We will be talking about Heat again.
But we got to show the trailer in case, because there's still so many people I know that like I mentioned the movie to, and they know about the movie. but they haven't watched it. It's like, dude, go buy this movie on DVD. Just go buy it.
And you know, he's
like, just go buy it.
Mann wrote a Heat 2. I'm pretty sure he's still gonna make a Heat 2. I don't know, like where, if it's just like at the earliest Genesis stages,
Be safe, man.
to where it might not happen. But yeah, dude. So let's see.
Yeah, man, it's like it's an iconic movie.
Oh yeah, dude.
He's here. I can feel it.
You search for the scent of your prey, and then you hunt them down. That's the only thing you're committed to.
It keeps me sharp, on the edge, where I gotta be.
You want to be making moves on the street, allow nothing to be in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you spot the heat around the corner.
No, my life's a disaster zone because I spend all my time chasing guys like you around the block.
I do what I do best. I take scores. You do what you do best, trying to stop guys like me.
You've been walking through our life dead.
All I am is what I'm going after.
From The Godfather to Scent of a Woman.
What do we got?
From Raging Bull to Goodfellas.
Assume they got our phones, assume they got our houses, assume they got us.
Their performances have created a legacy of landmark films.
I'm back now.
Full surveillance. It's 24 hours, round the clock. We never close, open 7 days a week.
Now, for the first time, America's two most electrifying actors collide.
With this guy, there's one sheep you should pass. The bank is worth the risk. You should take it down.
12.2 million.
You're on. This crew is good.
It ain't worth the risks you take. Like in risk versus reward, baby.
You're fugitive number one with a bullet.
I'm double the worst trouble you ever had.
If I'm there and I gotta put you away, I won't like it. But I'll tell you, you are going down.
What if you do got me boxed in and I gotta put you down? Because no matter what, you will not get in my way. I will not hesitate for a second.
Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer in a Michael Mann film. Heat.
Yeah, dude. Epic.
Dude, this movie is
epic.
This movie is insane in the fact that like
so AI screenwriting has just taken.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. This movie is insane because it actually quite literally helped like bank robbers, help people. Like I looked up here because I remember hearing something about it. Says Michael Mann's Heat in 1995 is widely recognized as not just a cinematic masterpiece, but also a disturbing real world blueprint for violent robberies. Real life copycats modeled Heat, and let's see. This is the one that like
The Wire was with crap. The Wire had a similar effect at that show.
In the infamous 1997 North Hollywood shootout, robbers Lawrence Phillip and Elam, man, that's a weird ass name. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Entered a bank in America, heavily armored. Everybody I know has heard about this bank robbery. I feel like, I mean, this is the North Hollywood shootout is probably the craziest thing you'll ever see.
Yeah,
just go look up footage on it. But that literally, like, there also apparently other robberies across Colombia, South Africa, Denmark, Norway also showed methods reminiscent of the film, such as wearing body armor, coordinating with vehicles, and staging tension rappels.
Yeah, dude.
Let's see.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's insane. Like, there's all kinds of different articles and stuff here, like citing, about how.
It's just good.
Let's see summary. Yes,
like art influencing life.
Yeah, so here's the summary. It says Heat significantly influenced at least one major publicized robbery, the North Hollywood. That was the one that was definitely like you watch the movie Heat and then you see the North Hollywood shootout and it looks like two characters from
art
Heat.
Imitating life, imitating art, imitating life.
Dude, it's insane. Like they're dressed in the body armor and they've got the one of them. I mean, they've got some heavy arm like firepower with them too.
Yeah,
they had some pretty big guns.
Yeah, dude.
But either way, fascinating movie, fascinating topic.
The fact that he deserves the opportunity to talk about it, so we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Jumanji, of course. Like I said, that's not. We don't need to.
Theater as a child, at least twice.
Yeah, and then we could talk about the. We go ahead and watch the movie watch the movie. Copycat. Show a trailer for Copycat. This was a movie that I had never heard of.
And it was a movie I'd heard of, but I'd never seen. I just remember because the years that I have on you make it, it's something that you would be too young to like, even aware of. But
what turns on a killer is the suffering and death of another human being. And as his determination builds to take another life, he plans in obsessive detail what props he'll bring, what knots he'll tie. Let me ask you guys something. What turns you on?
A criminal psychiatrist.
There's a serial killer out there who strangled 3 women. He's going to do it again.
A homicide detective.
Would you work with us on this?
You're kidding, right?
I do not want you discussing this case with her in any shape, way, or form.
It's the Boston Strangler.
You telling me this guy's copycatting a serial killer's been dead for
20 years?
You're looking for an intelligent white male, 20 to 30 years old, socially functional.
Everything's different guy.
Before they
switched from DeSalvo to Bianchi and Buono, the hillside strangler.
One man is copying the most notorious killers in history, one at a time.
He's sending you letters like he's daring us to nail him.
If he wants to
That's
be
what
famous,
I thought was
he has to be
compelling
caught.
about it. It's like, this is literally an entire
We know that Mr. Combs slept in San Quentin last night, so how come this book shows up under the mattress?
Together, 2 women must stop him
The man who has killed 5 women in this city was just in your apartment.
before he kills again.
All I know to do is change your locks, tighten up your security, and pray.
Sigourney Weaver, Holly Hunter, and Harry Connick Jr. in a deadly game of cat
Here, kitty.
and mouse. Copycat.
Directed by John Amiel. But yeah, no.
You can, all right. So for these next 2 movies, you can show a trailer for, I would say, whichever one you find more compelling. I feel like I know which one you'll find more compelling, but Judge Dredd was it came out this year. I love the movie Judge Dredd.
It was one of notable. It
just because
it's
of some of
those,
the.
It's one of those as far as like the industry goes. One of those huge flops that they spent a lot of a huge big budget. A huge flop. And there's another big flop this year that I'll bring up too, but this was a big flop too. Judge Dredd, yeah,
dude, you can tell. I was gonna say they spared no expense to make it.
Yeah,
it seemed like. But you could pull up the trailer for this for 12 Monkeys. I love
that's like
this
at the
movie.
top of one of my lists,
dude.
Here.
Okay, yeah, I kind of had a feeling it would be, and I'm like,
no, it's one of my favorite
is,
science fiction films of all time.
I remember when I first watched this movie, I was blown away. I'm like, wait, Bruce Willis, fucking Brad Pitt. I literally, I couldn't have been more
Terry
like
Gilliam. He did Fisher King, which is a movie we did earlier, but he was the only American member of Monty Python. But he became a director and directed films, and this is a Terry Gilliam film. And, I'm trying to remember
talk away, spit out all the facts.
Yeah,
I knew this is a movie you really loved as well, and it's dude. This movie to me is if you have not seen this, you absolutely have to. I mean, Brad Pitt, Bruce Willis, and it's pretty much
you need if you don't. It's like Brad Pitt is like. He's like a Tom Brady, right? He's a super attractive guy, but this guy, he's not a freaking one trick pony.
No,
he was a character actor. He was like a freaking character actor before he was just he can do anything. In this,
dude, it's insane.
Roles, he was doing all kinds of roles because he plays the nuts guy, and it's just it's
his character in this is insane.
You need to respect this guy.
You're a very good observer, Cole.
We have a very advanced program, something very different.
An opportunity to reduce your sentence considerably.
And possibly play an important role in returning the human race to the surface of the Earth.
No license, no prints, no warrants.
But he took on 5 cops like he was dusted to the eyeballs.
What year is this?
What year do you think it is?
1996.
That's the future, James. You think you're living in the future?
I'm simply trying to gather information to help the people in the present trace the path of the virus.
We're not in the present now.
This is a place for crazy people.
I'm not saying you're not mentally ill. For all I know, you're crazy as a loon.
The army told monkeys they're the ones that spread the virus.
Monkey naturally. You've been living in a meticulously constructed fantasy world, and that world is starting to sin.
Like the first place I really noticed it.
To that dying world?
No, sir.
He needs help.
I think I'm crazy when people start dying next month. I don't belong here.
You're here because of the system.
I know some things that you don't know.
Yes, my son.
You sent me to the wrong year.
You're certain of that?
Science ain't an exact science. You had a bullet from World War I in your leg, James. How did it get there?
I don't know.
You're a trained psychiatrist. You know the difference between what's real and what's not.
You said that I had delusions.
Dude,
you said you could explain.
It's seriously like...
I want the future to be unknown.
I can help you. Get you out.
From them, don't even try.
We're all monkeys.
The thing mutates. We live underground.
They're watching you.
I just want to do my part to get us back on top, in charge of the planet.
It's cool because, like, I'm just kind of like connecting, like, there's like his style, his visual style, and his just the practical effects and the way he does things. There's this French movie that came out this year. Obviously, he's not French, but the European. I feel like he's an American, but I feel like it's cool because he's an American that was like he did Monty Python, which is with a European. You know, with he's like he's a unique thing to. I feel like. That director to have spent so much time with like around European mindsets and European sensibilities, and then like still be like so it's cool. So like it's a trip. It just the story and concept of it I love, and then the way he executes the direction and the visual, just telling that story. Mwah.
Yeah, dude, and yeah, dude, it's seriously, it's one of those movies where it gave me a similar feeling like when I watched the movie, not the movie, the TV show Dark, and like kind of when your head
of it, which was surprisingly good.
12 Monkeys.
Yeah, I didn't expect to be good, but it actually was really good.
I remember seeing like an advertisement or something, like a picture. I remember scrolling one time one of the streaming services and seeing the 12 Monkeys thing and thinking it was the movie
want it to be good.
And realizing
but
it wasn't. I never watched it.
Yeah, it's worth checking out.
All right, I only got like 1 or 2 left, but this one I found on Tubi. It's a Tubi pick, and you know, I think it was a great movie. You know, Living in Oblivion.
Okay, do you want to do a trailer for that one?
Yeah, why not? Did you ever see it?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Nope. Let's see.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's got some notable people in there. I'll let you just kind of pick out as you see them. You'll know. It's pretty obvious.
How much?
Here we go.
Yeah, this ultimate tribute to an independent filmmaker takes place during one day on the set of a non-budget movie.
It's wonderful, isn't he?
It's something most of us only dream of doing.
Why don't you get into cinematography?
No, I'm directing this movie.
Why don't you get into directing?
But for Nick,
Hey, Bob! Hey, Bob! Rolling.
the dream
Cut! Do I have to do everything myself here?
is becoming a nightmare.
What is your name anyway?
Because he's fallen in love with his leading lady.
Don't you dare tell me that felt fake.
Who's been waking up with his star.
You and I slept together last night.
So one time
deal. You know it, I know it.
Who's dating the producer.
Because you're not afraid of my power.
Oh, God. I love your power.
Who's cheating on the cameraman.
Yeah, no, Dermot Mulroney, yeah.
Nick, I need to talk to you for a minute.
Yeah.
What?
It's pretty heavy.
Which is disturbing the dwarf.
Hi. Toto, is it?
Tito.
And confusing the crew. Which is not helping Nick.
Is everybody hurt? Is anybody okay? Corey, are you all right?
To have a nice day.
Clear the set!
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, freak out in your dream, I freak out in my dream, the one where I'm exhausted.
Sounds kind of like an identity crisis.
Catherine Keener.
Nick?
Yeah.
Dermot Mulroney.
Hey, that's my iPad.
Can I borrow a wolf?
Nick, it just feels right.
James LaGrosse.
I play a sexy serial killer that shacks up with Winona Ryder.
In a love story filmed somewhere between fantasy.
I can walk through just about anything, like air.
Reality.
I think you could see I'm under a little pressure here.
And oblivion.
Living in Oblivion, scene 6, take 1, let's do that!
Kiss my ass.
Yeah!
Right, now we're making a movie!
Living in Oblivion. The new film by Tom DiCillo.
You know, the only reason I took a part in this movie is because someone said that you were tight with Quentin Tarantino!
Yeah, I need to watch that, man. I have not watched that.
Doobie, man, that's the beauty of it.
Good
So whenever
stuff.
I just hop on there and I'm like, just type in whatever year we got. But dude, I seriously, I just keep seeing more and more and more.
Dude, yeah.
There's some other ones that came out that are great, notable mentions. Obviously, I mean, we all know the big shit, Toy Story, Braveheart, and then Dead Presidents. That was one that I feel like people should see if you haven't seen.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen Dead Presidents,
like in just randomly, because Chris and I remember, because there's Vietnam stuff in there. The way this Vietnam stuff is, you have no idea that actually it's a heist movie, but it has these flashbacks with the characters that's in the time. It's pretty badass, dude.
Exactly, man.
It's the best Hughes Brothers movie for me.
No, dude, it's pretty incredible. I remember watching it because Chris had it on DVD at the house, and I just saw Dead Presidents, and I'm like, oh, it looks like a heist movie. And then I watch it, and I'm like, oh shit, this is real. This is a real movie. Yeah. I'm just like, okay. But yeah, man. So like I said, I could keep going. There's a whole bunch, but I'm interested to hear what you got. Take me away.
All right, man. So should we take a quick break? I think I'll take a quick break.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do that. And we're back. Welcome back, guys. Yeah, so those were a handful of movies I think that you should watch. Even though that, dude, honestly, overall recommendation for me for 95 is just go Google 1995 and movies and see what pops up. It's insane. Like, I mean, you guys are going to go. The reason I want you to do it is because you're probably going to be mad that I mentioned the movies I mentioned in the ones that I didn't. Because there's that many movies. You're like, you mentioned this movie, and this movie, and not this one. It's like, yeah, I know.
It's a crazy problem, dude.
I'm telling you, 95 is one of the wildest years. Like, seriously, I could watch movies from that year for a while. Like,
I know,
you can stay entertained.
It's nuts, dude. So yeah, so as far as I guess I'll start off just listing off ones. I'm not gonna start trailers for all of these, but they're notable, and I'm not gonna even say they're all favorites, but this movie Johnny Mnemonic came out this year. It's a Keanu Reeves flick that was based off of William Gibson. It's like a sci-fi a rated R sci-fi action movie that kind of dealt with some interesting stuff. Virtuosity also came out with Denzel Washington, which also had some really interesting sci-fi kind of.
Never seen it.
Oh yeah, you know what? Actually,
never seen either one of those. Show the trailer for Virtuosity.
All right, yeah.
Let me see that because I've never seen that.
It's cool because there's
never heard
so much
shit.
Like sci-fi, AI are just interesting like sci-fi stuff that came out this year. Yeah, and early Russell Crowe, man.
Oh, I may have seen this. I don't know.
His name.
I just remember that shot of Russell Crowe.
Sid 6.7. Sadistic.
Intelligent. Dangerous.
No, I haven't.
A computer composite of 183 serial killers.
You see, in your world,
what?
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, but in my world,
Tell you, man.
killing.
It's a sci-fi foundation.
I have to shut you down.
It's like a serial
Not be shut down.
But now, he's leaving the virtual world. For hours.
Welcome to the real world.
I think I'm gonna like it here.
Paramount Pictures invites you to meet the future's most dangerous killers.
I said 6.7, got himself out of the computer. Recognize him.
One's digital.
Kill my wife, my daughter.
The other's the law.
Where's my gun?
Hey, Parker! This one's for you! On your knees!
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Shut up!
You'll.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Says a copycat.
He's recreating
Oh,
mass
bad.
murders. 6.7 is intent on improving the original.
Say thank you. He's gonna want more victims. He's gonna want bigger events. He's gonna want more coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Death TV.
Those computer graphics.
This is not a game, but Sid is still from the game. He only enjoys playing against his favorite
That's the
opponent, and that's
UFC
me.
stuff. Yeah, UFC in the back.
How long do you think it's gonna take for them to get your termination authorized? And who should you really be going after, killer? Them or me? I am the future. It's not gonna be the same this time, Parker. That's right. Hey, Parker! Deja vu! Just because I'm carrying around the joy of killing your family inside me doesn't mean we can't be friends. Game over.
But
That's reality.
Yeah,
for you.
dude. Never heard of.
And freaking, dude, you're in for a treat. You're in for a
Yeah,
treat.
never heard of or see. Like just like with living in Oblivion. Like never.
Yeah, dude. No, you're in for a treat, man. So there's that one. I'm not gonna show it. Waterworld came out this year, which is arguably one of the biggest
Kevin
flops
Costner
of all time. Like,
Dude, that one I know that was a huge
that
flop.
was such a flop. Like, yeah, it was.
I remember
ridiculous.
watching that, being like, "Yo, this is a flop."
Yeah,
Like,
and see, then we had a Congo came out that year. There's a Michael Crichton book, which he did Jurassic. He wrote Jurassic Park. I remember seeing Congo in theaters, and it was with the monkeys and stuff. It was right now. He said Judge Species came out this year. Checking out Village of the Damned, which is a John Carpenter movie, came out this year. Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight.
you say that, and I'm literally that's one that I watched. I'm glad you said that. That's a good. You should watch that if people haven't seen that. I watched that for this year, and I fucking didn't even mention it. Yeah, did not even mention it. But dude,
Carpenter.
So I was gonna say about it. It's funny you bring that up. I was fully expecting to talk about this movie. I feel like since we know he writes
right now or after.
I mean, you can. It doesn't matter. I mean, sure.
If you want to talk about it, we should show a trailer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was going to say, I literally wanted to. Oh, well, here comes this thing. This thing's trying to stumble into my life right now.
Oh, we got Pug Love.
We got Pug. Look,
Yeah,
look at that, dude. That's a money shot. No, this soundtrack reminded me.
Oh shit! Because there's
very much. I think he was inspired, or there was like some nod to David Lynch with the soundtrack, and some of the spots it felt very Twin Peakish.
At precisely 10 a.m. in a quiet seaside village, something happened. Something unexplainable.
It is a remake.
Something unbelievable.
Yeah, original.
There's a lot of pregnancies, much more than would normally be expected. All the pregnancies seem to date from the day of the blackout.
Now, this town is about to discover that looks can kill.
There have been a few casualties. I should say accidents that might be related to contact with the children.
My daughter was involved. Who are they?
They have one mind that they share between them.
Father?
Let us pray.
You've been discussing us with Dr. Vern. What did she tell you? You're hiding something.
The police can't do anything to stop the children.
Get out while you can.
There's something so much more powerful than we'll ever be.
What are you gonna do?
The only thing that we can do.
Kill these kids.
Because at the end of the day, like,
You can't
it's in
stop
our
us,
DNA.
you know.
How can you hurt a child?
Don't
It's so
try.
hard to hurt a child as an adult, you know? Like, even if you have to kill him and you do it, but it's hard. We know, like, oh yeah, that kid's coming with a gun, I'll kill him, but it's not easy. It's just doing it, you know?
Yep.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, it's a great movie. But yeah, no, I feel like there was some music in it and some points in time where I'm like, yo, this kind of sounds like some Twin Peaks shit right here, dude. It sounds a little Twin Peakish.
Yeah,
and in that movie, Clueless, whenever we went and saw Clueless the other day, in that movie, she's like freaks out at one point because there's something weird happening. Like one of her friends or somebody thinks like one of her friends is cute. And she's like, oh my God, I'm having a total Twin Peaks experience right now. And she said that in the movie. And I was like, I laughed and I'm like, oh my God, like nobody else got him. It was like fucking 7 other people in there. I didn't hear anybody else laugh. Nobody else got it but me.
It's like, oh, you don't realize the power of Twin Peaks, man. You don't even know.
Yeah, dude. Thanks to Matthew. Otherwise, I would have given up on Twin Peaks and the shitty acting in the beginning.
Hey, it's however he gets there is all that matters. But yeah, so there's that, and let's see, Outbreak came out that year. Good virus movie. This made-for-TV movie, Langoliers, which was based off Stephen King book. I just remember watching. It was interesting, and so now I'll go through some of my existing favorites. Like you've mentioned, like Heat and things like this. There's so many. So,
dude, I know.
So here I'll show a couple. So here's a foreign flick that came out this year. And you'll recognize at least one guy in this. City of Lost Children.
Okay, I want to say I feel like I've seen like a thing for this or something.
It's gotten iconic, like I remember the VHS cover art.
I'm almost 100% positive I saw it when I was scrolling looking for stuff to watch from this year.
It's a French film.
Didn't watch it, but
he ended up actually being the director. I believe he did Emily and Alien Resurrection.
Eyelids are so heavy.
So like it's and it's kind of this art style, the way they do practical effects and just all the world building here. It reminds me of Terry Gilliam. It's a French guy, but it's like in my mind I see similarities.
The devil takes them away.
It deals with like it's nuts, like stealing dreams from kids and stuff. It's nuts. Ron Perlman's the only face you probably recognize in this one. The City of Lost Children. Yeah, it's wild. It's good. And then it's a great movie. But Tank Girl came out that year. It's worth checking out. But here's one I'm gonna show. Strange Days came out this year. Is Catherine Bigelow. I know you probably main thing you know of her would be Point Break or Point Break or The Hurt Locker.
My mic was muted, but I was saying I watched Tank Girl.
Oh, you did? Yeah. That's Lori Petty. That's Tom Petty's daughter.
That's what. Yeah, we were watching it. Chris was like, "I'm pretty sure. I think that's Tom Petty's daughter."
But Strange Days. This is. And actually, it's funny because I watched this movie probably a couple months ago, just because I'd never watched it or seen it all the way through, because I remember always wanting to see it. But it's cool that it came out this year, and it's. Is it Catherine Bigelow and Ralph Fiennes? Yeah.
Huh.
Have you ever jacked in? Have you ever wired tripped?
This one is like sci-fi movies. Might be to do with kind of.
This is not like TV, only better.
Stuff.
This is life.
Like Jackie
it's a piece of somebody's life. It's about the stuff that you can't have, right? The forbidden fruit, straight from the cerebral cortex. I mean, you're there, you're doing it, you're feeling it.
Oh.
Are you beginning to see the possibilities here? I am your main connection to the switchboard of the soul. I'm the magic man.
If it's got something to do with the wire, sooner or later it washes up on your beach.
Fan mail from some flounder?
The dark end of the street. How do you like it now?
He records it all. Everything.
And gives it to you.
Why me? There's more to this whole thing than you think.
Give us the tape right now!
You don't know how high up the food chain this thing goes.
Do you know what this tape could do if it got out? I see the world opening up and swallowing us all.
This is conspiracy paranoia. The issue isn't whether you're paranoid, Lenin. The issue is whether you're paranoid enough.
No more games. Whatever's going on, you have to get out of here now. Get him out.
This tape is a lightning bolt from God. It can change things that need changing before we all go off the end of the road.
It'll be an all-out war, and you know it.
Well, maybe it's time for a war.
Catherine Bigelow,
Oh, man, cheer up. World's going to end in 10 minutes anyway.
Action film. Female director, but also did it, and regardless of sexist. Catherine Bigelow knows how to do action films. Strange. This is one of those movies I remember when it came out, but I was too young to see it, but I always wanted to see it. Because I was like 11, so I couldn't see a rated R movie. So I didn't see it.
It looked good.
Yeah, no. This year's nuts, man. It really is.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
So there's that. I might get so excited for the next one.
English, motherfucker, dude!
Screamers came out this year, which was a sci-fi film based off I think it was pretty sure it's Philip K. Dick, but one of my favorite sci-fi authors.
That one's on Tubi a lot.
Screamers, yeah, and RoboCop with Peter Weller. He's the main guy in that one. It's okay. So so now I'll get to the movies that I watched just for this year that I hadn't seen before. This movie called and I'll just show trailers for these. I'll just go back to back just to keep it flowing, just because. But I got like 5 or 6. So, but I was just kind of researching, and either way, we already talked about Copycat and did that one. But so the first one I'm going to show here is a movie called Safe.
Safe.
Juliette Lewis. No, that's. Oh, they're remaking? Let's see. Safe trailer 1995. Here we go.
How you feeling?
still have this head thing?
What the hell is going on here?
It's in the air, in the water, in our homes.
Oh my God.
It cannot be seen, cannot be heard, cannot be stopped.
We can turn it on and off like a switch. We just don't know how to make it go away.
It is not alien. It is not viral.
You are perfectly healthy. You might want to consult someone.
A psychiatrist?
It is not natural to this earth.
Your family and friends tell you that you're overreacting.
And the movie is...
Where can you go when no place is
Safe.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Safe.
That's really good. That looks good too,
It's
dude.
good.
Throwing
It's
out
good.
some bangers.
And this next one, I'm gonna say is not a banger, but I didn't even know existed. I mean, I know I'd seen it like whenever I was watching aisles of Blockbuster back in the day as a kid, but I'd never watched it. But
Gary Busey's Gingerbread
Freeway.
Man.
I watched this because of you. I watched this because of you, Mikey.
I know you did.
I
and
only
I'm
watched
glad
this
you
because
did.
of you, and I'm not blaming you, but
You know, don't it bother you? Your
this
own
is
life?
I was just like,
money.
I questioned.
I make her use mouthwash after.
The people that actually paid to make this movie
Sheriff's
happen.
Department.
The fact that it exists, that they're filming this whole movie, but I
Just
felt
after
like
you left, the
that
pigs
probably
came and
did
pinched
something
Mom and
cool.
Larry both. And my parole officer showed up like a motherfucking plague to take me off to foster care again.
It's worth watching.
Like last time.
So,
what are
thinking,
calling
oh, it's doing.
I'm sorry, my name is
I'm
Bob.
overreacting probably,
The guy
but no, I think
killing all
it's,
them girls on the freeway, Bob.
I think it's a weird hot. It's a weird hot
Trying to think I'm
mess.
gonna shoot you so many times. You know, you should just let me out of the car when I asked you to, Bob.
We are not here to talk about me, Vanessa. We are here to talk about you.
Get your goddamn hands off my anatomy.
Sorry, I got dropped again. I didn't hear what you were saying. Yeah, for a little bit.
No, you get all them panties off before I get really pissed.
Claustrophobic.
Yeah, well, I get claustrophobic sucking strange dick. Get in there!
Drug addicts. Fathers who fuck their daughters. Drug addicted motherfucking whores with their bastard fucking arms.
I ain't no trick, baby.
Red bands.
Why are you doing this?
I'm pissed off. The whole world owes me. Is that you, Bob?
Yeah.
I can't believe such a teeny weeny little gun makes such a big mess out of someone.
I mean,
Dude,
the
yeah,
actors do
that's
their jobs. She does her job, you know. But yeah, Freeway. It exists, you know. They did what they did. Let's see.
They made a movie.
And here's this next one that this is a deep cut. And I almost wanted to talk to you about like having things that are deep cut. Like, so this was a made-for-TV movie on Showtime in 1995 that is based off of I think it's Kurt Vonnegut book, and I sent you that link. Harrison Bergeron.
Okay.
And I'll just show the trailer.
I lost the video of you. I don't know why.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I can't see your.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can fix that in a second. I'm just gonna show this trailer. Let's see. Time movie. Let's see. Dude, there might not even be a trailer for this. Let's see.
There's it. There's no.
Oh, that'd be nuts if, because it's a good chance because it was a Showtime, like not theatrical thing, but it had freaking Sean Astin, who's like one of the Hobbits and Rudy and stuff.
Type in Showtime. Type in Showtime Harrison Bergeron 1995 trailer.
Well, here's the whole movie.
What?
Yeah, so I guess the trailer doesn't even exist for it, possibly. But I can just show this short.
What's it about?
Let's see what this 4-minute clip shows. Basically, it's a future world where the government's done their best to make everybody.
Pleasure to meet you, young
equal.
fella. You've come at a good time. Say, how would you like to pick the next
Where,
governor of
they
Connecticut?
wear these bands.
Excuse me? We're just about to select a new governor of Connecticut. In the old days, politicians used to come to power through a process of election rather than selection. Nowadays, of course, we know nobody's any better at the job than anybody else.
No one's smarter or
Folks
dumber
never
than
really
the other.
believed it made any difference anyway.
I see.
All elections
He's
did was make sure nobody got too big for their britches, become a tyrant, something like that. Our process does that every bit as well, and it saves a whole lot of time and money.
Makes sense.
Well, how about it?
Or the world, whatever. That are super smart because
me?
Sure.
Trying to
It's fine with the other members of this electoral commission.
Well,
what do I do? Well, the names of all the adults in Connecticut have all been randomly collated with numbers in this computer. You just punch in any number up to 8 digits.
Was the way to maintain peace and avoid like Holocaust and all that stuff. But this one's super smart guy. But it all, at the same time, it's killing art. It's killing the people having passion or motivation to be good at things. And like
Genevieve Wojak, New Haven, married, mother of 3.
But yeah, you'll have to search to try and watch this one. I'll say that much.
Go back and replay because you were talking a bit. I think he kind of explained it.
Oh, it did though. Okay.
Yeah, I think he kind of explained it. Like that's why I was at one point I was trying to. Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you, young fella. You've come at a good time. Say, how would you like to pick the next governor of Connecticut?
Excuse me?
We're just about to select a new governor of Connecticut. In the old days, politicians used to come to power through a process of election rather than selection. Nowadays, of course, we know nobody's any better at the job than anybody else. Folks never really believed it made any difference anyway. All elections did was make sure nobody got too big for their britches, become a tyrant, something like that. Our process does that every bit as well, and it saves a whole lot of time and money.
Makes sense.
Well, how about it?
So he pretty much just said, he said it there at the beginning.
It's fine with the other members of this electoral commission?
Yeah.
Well, what do I do? Well, the names of all the adults in Connecticut have all been randomly collated with numbers in this computer. You just punch in any number up to 8 digits.
This is interesting. And again, it's like just with keeping in mind, that was it. You can pretty much, that was all I was thinking of that I had seen. And again, it's like with the whole art imitates life, with heat. It's like how it's just how heat influenced like real world bank robbers and, to think.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like.
It's interesting.
Everything. Also at the same time, like everything we're dealing with now, they were and felt like they were dealing with the same thing then in their own way. But that was even a movie that was based on a book that was written. I don't know how long ago he wrote it, but yeah, I love art and I love it all. Let's see. So is that okay? So there's 2 more trailers that we'll show here, and I'll do the first one because it's actually an anime film that came out this year. That's probably arguably one of the most important or seminal sci-fi anime films, and they even ended up doing the live action version with Scarlett Johansson, which I mean it's. I don't care about that. But Ghost in the Shell.
Okay, yeah.
Ghost in the Shell. And it talk about AI and technology and just the concept of, humanity and consciousness and stuff. This is one of the most important anime films ever made. It's like Akira's up there.
Yeah.
It's like sci-fi.
Yeah.
I guess I should let me think English. Let's see. English trailer. Here we go.
What's a simulated experience again?
All your memories about your wife and daughter are false. They're like a dream. Someone's taken advantage of you. They were trying to make you ghost hack into some government officials. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But that can't be. I had a picture of her. She was there.
The truth is, you've never had a wife or kid. Like he said, they aren't real. They're a simulated experience, a fantasy.
Are we talking about the puppet master? The infamous mystery hacker?
We don't know a lot either. No clue about age, sex, or background. All we know for certain is this person is on the international most wanted list for crimes including stock manipulation, illegal information gathering, political engineering, several acts of terrorism. The nickname Puppet Master comes from the ghost hacking.
My code name is Project 2501. I am a living, thinking entity who was created in the sea of information.
Crazy thing is, this trailer looks like a movie.
Yeah. No, it really does.
That's all it is. Information, even a simulated experience or a dream, simultaneous reality and fantasy.
Until now, either sci-fi concepts.
The net is vast and infinite.
Ghost in the Shell. On Blu-ray and DVD.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell, man.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. Talk about ahead of its time.
It's legit. And so my last trailer is gonna be a movie that it's. Again, I love that we're doing this a roulette. I'm calling it, until if it gets whatever. Because it's a movie I should have seen. I should have seen 20 years ago, but I never did. Casino.
Yep.
And
yep.
For what it's worth, and it could be recency bias. Probably recency bias is a factor. The fact that I just literally watched it and it's so fresh, but I feel still pretty strongly this, for me, might be one of my favorite, if not tied top favorite Martin Scorsese movies.
It's pretty badass. That's for sure, man.
Yeah, and it's the way he does things. He stays, and it's one of those movies that makes me really appreciate that's like, okay, yeah, he works with the same people, kind of tells similar stories, but it's like he's perfectly doing his craft, to where it's like, you don't want, this is the way, it still is a beautiful art thing. And just the way he kind of dabbles into something like Sharon Stone, I really wish she won an Oscar for this movie. Because the whole dynamic with him and Sharon Stone and that personality type, and I just happen to be a person that's able to directly. This is the most relatable movie, one of the most relatable movies for me. Well, probably by him, the most relatable movie. But just a highly relatable movie if you've had a person in your life that has potentially addiction problems and you try and help and just. And that's not even a big thing, but that was like the way it was exhibited and shown here. I could so relate to the kind of just to that element and beyond that. And that's the cool thing. That's not even the main thing of it, but it does that.
No, exactly.
Everything else is, and you talk about
has to be just as accurate.
Like a business, this the idea of operating a business efficiently. The way he's talking about, he's like, he gets all mad about how many blueberries are in
blueberries.
This one's this is like no, but. That's cost control. That's actually just being efficient cost control, Yeah. It's just like a little element that's in there. It's just so.
Yeah, he wanted equal amounts of blueberries in the muffins.
It's the concept is actually controlling costs to actually have predictable and profits and all this. But yeah, dude, Casino. So I'm glad that, again, I love this exercise because I finally watched Casino. And Joe Pesci. Man, I mean,
Chris will be very happy you watched this.
No, I told him the other night.
I was a hell of a handicapper, I can tell you that. I had it down so good that I ran paradise on earth. I had one of the biggest casinos in Las Vegas to run for 10 years. If I did it, I'd have to run it my way.
Nobody's going to interfere with you running the casino, I guarantee it. Mickey, you're a guy. Make a lot of money for us, so keep a good eye on it.
All right. Look at this place. It's made of money. What do you think about me moving out here?
I just gotta tell you, it's no joke out here. You gotta keep a low profile. Right off the bat, they don't like guys like us.
Yeah.
You like your money a lot, don't you? Well, how about that?
I want to settle down. I want a family.
You got the wrong girl.
You'll be set up for the rest of your life.
What do you know me 2-3 months?
They had it all. They ran the show. And it was paradise while it lasted.
Crazy! Can you hear me now?
They found a guy's head in the desert. That's no good.
We got a problem. He doesn't listen to me. Maybe you should get lost for a while. Take a vacation.
Can't make it any clearer, Sam. I would just get out.
I tried to do everything for you, even though I knew deep down inside you would bury me.
I buried you. You buried yourself.
I have to be able to trust you with my life. Can I trust you? Can I trust you?
I will go to the FBI. I will go to the police. I am not protecting you anymore.
You want me to get out of my own town? You only exist out here because of me.
He's a loose cannon.
No! Stop it!
You realize what you can do? You can get us all killed!
You want to get rid of me? Here I am. Go ahead, get rid of me.
Let's see. Check it out. Let's go check it out. Might be my favorite.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out if you were like Matt and you have not gotten around to seeing it until now or whatnot. If you've gone this long without having checked out old Casino, you need to watch it because it's a crazy movie. It's vulgar and it's got some pretty.
I mean, it's a Scorsese movie.
Crazy, yeah, exactly. I was gonna say it's a
Scorsese movie. I think that.
Yeah, it's got some scenes in it where you're like, oh fuck, that's my best De Niro.
Yeah,
what do you think?
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
You tell me it's not good? You say it's not good, De Niro?
Actually, it's getting better by the second.
It's saying it's not good, De Niro? You see how many blueberries are in this muffin? You see how many blueberries are in this muffin? Matthew, I've got this one right here. It's got 6 blueberries. This one right here, it's got like 13 blueberries. What's the difference? You know what I mean?
I could watch you do that all night.
Let the people hear Bob Dylan.
No. That's the 1995. Yeah, no. Like you said,
dude.
We could keep going on, but
like I said, fucking Jumanji came out this year, which is arguably one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, like dude. It's in the fact that I didn't even talk about it because I'm like, well, no, I feel like we need to mention movies that maybe people haven't seen or that, also classics like this one that you mentioned. Like, that's why I brought up, what's it called in the beginning? Heat.
Yeah.
Because it's a classic that while it's obvious to a lot of people, like, oh, okay, 95. Yeah, no shit. Watch Heat or watch Casino. It's like, dude, there's so many people that have not checked those movies out, even though, and it's like, if you haven't checked out the obvious picks
dude,
from 95,
I'm glad you started with the usual suspects. Like that's,
dude.
Because that wasn't like some like big blockbuster, but it's known. It's a known commodity, but at the same time, it's still, that's
the usual suspects is
30 years ago, man.
Dude, it's crazy.
That's
crazy.
To say that.
That 95 is 30 years ago. I know. Yeah. No, it's wild, man. And like I said, dude, just looking at everything else in the year that happened in 95. I mean, there was a lot of shit going on. It was Windows 98 or 98, Windows 95. Windows 95 dropped. And then what else?
That was ahead of its time.
That was way ahead of its time. No, but girl. And then Toy Story being the first
CGI.
fully CGI, fully animated movie.
Yeah, man.
So
dude.
95 was pretty incredible.
Man. That was a fun year. Oh, and I guess we should go ahead and do the next one now, huh?
Spin that wheel. The pug's here for it. The pug knew we were going to spin the wheel. Look at her.
Look at that. Okay. Random number generator. 1950 to 2000. Let me go and pull up my spreadsheet because someone immediately be like, have we done that yet? Let's see. The fun thing is, normally you do all these things ahead of time, but no, we're just hanging out doing a podcast.
Oh, Pug.
Littlest Pug.
Yeah, dude, she's loving life, man.
I hope so, man. taking so long to open my log, but I guess we'll see what it gives us. 96. Shit. Okay.
What?
Remember
Okay.
a rule? Like, if it was in the same decade, we have to do at least one other rethink.
Yeah.
Because we might have even done this one, but that's funny.
That is crazy that we just did 95 and it's like, oh, do 96. What are the odds of that? Look at the years you're looking between. 1970.
1970. We might not have done that one.
Let me see.
I don't know why it's taking so long to open up our log here, but so when you're doing multiple things, the computer, even the internet gets slow. Let's see.
I do not think we've done 70.
I don't think so either. I think this one was
as far as I can see, like just looking at
it's exciting transitional year. Let me see.
Wait.
I'm about to tell you actually. Oh, we have.
I think we have. We have.
We have in 705, season 7, episode 5. We spin again. Oh, well, we've done 98 also.
Okay.
73.
We've done. I know what we have.
Yep. We have not. Oh, okay. We have not done 77. We got 71 and 77, the last two of the 70s. So looks like we're going to 77.
1977 it is, boys and girls. I'm ready, dude.
Yeah, me too. That's good. Good 20, roughly about 20 years gap there. Get us back to some different stuff. Let's see.
It's a good pug, man.
It's a pretty good pug. Pretty good pug. Yeah, dude. That's Go ahead and put the gun back in the cupboard. You know, nobody got the bullet on the roulette here, but there's 1995. Just spend some time.
Yeah, man. No, it's
across the board. I feel like every genre there's some amazing films, including independent. Like it really goes across the whole spectrum of how powerful he is. So that we'll see at the end of this all. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
That
might 95 might hold up. 95 might hold up to be one of the best years for movies. That you know, it could.
What we've been doing that we can assess. Yeah, dude, that's tough. That's.
Yeah, 95 literally has so many that it's like it just becomes bewildering at some point. You're like, oh, this, and you're like, wait, that came out. Friday came out in 95. Friday.
Yeah, and the thing is, stuff that we aren't. Stuff that we know other people would say are amazing movies that we don't even feel that way also came out that year.
Yes.
On top of the stuff that we agree with is amazing.
Yes. You know, and the stuff that everybody else, like the mainstream people agree with. It's like, I mean, it is a 90. Yeah. Like you said, it is cool. The fact that we're doing this, like, cause getting to see, you know, kind of the weaker and stronger years for movies, depending on how you want to look at it. And to me, like you said, it's like 95 definitely has to be one of the stronger years. Because as you get into the 70s and 50s and 60s, it's like there only becomes so many that are like
the industry was at a certain, you know, it's like let's get to the 80s.
The gap between like a good movie and a bad movie is pretty exponential in those years. In a sense, it's like. In my opinion, at least, there was like, whereas now it's like the gap can kind of be a little bit, you know.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna kind of make a bold, not fully thought out, you know, assessment that we'll see. Just a personal assessment, and I could think it'd be different, but then the decade of the 90s maybe was the best in like the will be the best 10 years of film in the history of film. I
honestly could probably agree with that. I could probably agree with that.
I'm still not that. I get spend time to come up. Maybe it's their first aughts. I definitely know it wasn't last 20 years. As far as like universally, like you can make arguments, but like
you said, the early, or at least like 90
what cinema represented in its like in the traditional, or at least like what movies even are. Because now we're in a world where the concept of a movie theater experience is not even relevant. So it's all those factored in. I think the 90s might be it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I was gonna say between like at least between like 1990 and 05. like, or something like,
Yeah,
you
you can
know,
stretch it out.
to expand a little, like if you want to but I would agree that even just the 90s itself, like if 95 had that to offer and knowing all the other movies that came out, like between 90 and 99 is pretty insane.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, the 90s, I would have to agree with that. That's not that crazy of a statement in my opinion.
But cool, man. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're coming up, I think, on the time.
Yeah,
we're coming up on a good time. I've been having some little connection issues here with my
my
little device for whatever reason.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a strong movie. It's a year that, outside of things we mentioned, we don't want to do a 10-hour podcast and like actually talk about every single freaking one. It's a crazy problem.
And hopefully next time, it's like next episode, I'll be back over there. I'll stretch on a little bit longer or whatnot.
Yeah, the restraining order. I'm getting it lifted. So
yeah, well, Joe's construction will be done. He'll have his marlin mounted on the wall and his fish tank floors installed.
That's right, man.
Those fish tank floors are going to really tie the hallway together.
They are. I'm glad you're there to kind of give him some pointers because you've dealt with that construction. So
I've dealt with that before.
To cut a few corners.
I'm like, hey, the pH is off, man. These stingrays are going to die. You got to do something about the pH in this fish tank floor.
They're about to be. Man,
it's insane. But I'll say, if anybody has any recommendations of topics or stuff that they find interesting that they might want to hear us talk about or look at or anything like that, that'd be cool to hear from you. In any kind of way.
Yeah, because
whether
you can literally just post to this. A comment on the video. We have an Instagram that's easily found through our YouTube thing, and we have a TikTok. So yeah, seriously, whatever the first, and we have a website, MikeyMe.com, with the whole topic box that you get email. But literally, you send us something, we will bring it up and talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I want to get back. I want to get more into the weird, kind of cryptic, maybe paranormal type stuff. Sort of thing, nothing too crazy, but kind of want to get back into some of that and look. So I think in the meantime, I'm going to look for some stories.
Oh yeah,
stuff, maybe some unsolved stuff that we, mysteries we still haven't quite. It's still puzzle mankind.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's interesting stuff that I see happening now, but it's everything else in the world. Isn't it nice to think like December, like 6-7 months ago, the whole world for the most part was like, what the heck are these lights in the sky?
Yes.
Wasn't that that was what was like we're concerned about?
Yep.
Isn't that it's interesting to think about that, right?
Uh-huh.
And it just like, honestly, the same stuff could be going on, but that's not gonna get news based on, we just all these bombs or this happening. So
yeah, exactly. It's like
very fascinating time in our history.
It really is, man. Just the fact that how quickly I think it's also too, it has to do with our attention span. As our attention span shortens, we're like, oh, we don't want to keep even though stuff is still relevant and still, a big deal and should be talked about. It's like nobody's talking about it anymore. Why? It's like because people don't care, or it's like, oh, we've already talked about that.
Yeah, dude.
And it's terrible. It really is terrible. It's not a good trait.
Nope. But man, it's been great.
A lot of cold cases.
I could do my rec. It could be the same one from before, but if we should do it again this year, another rec.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. I think that could be my rec. Don't talk loud in movies. Like, of course, if you say something quietly, you got to say something to somebody, but don't be like just straight up loud. Shit.
Yeah, people going for an experience.
Exactly. Everybody pays their money, and just because you paid your money doesn't mean that necessarily gives you the right to be as loud as you want. You respect the fact that everybody else paid their money, and maybe they don't want to hear you talking to your girlfriend and eating out of a styrofoam to-go container.
You could share your food, but don't share the sound. Don't share the loudness. But yeah, mine would just be
very well put.
Don't be afraid to call the cops if you need to, but don't be too quick to push the button.
Exactly. You don't want to be
smart, but at the same time, also realize, and don't. And actually, I'll make it more. Don't assume if you heard something going on that someone else is calling the cops. Go ahead and actually make sure, like, if I hear
make sure you call them.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a threat to you, but if you're in an area and you'd be like, oh, that happened, or it's went by a wreck, okay, there's someone else is calling. Yeah, there probably has been, but go ahead and call it in too, just because what if everyone's sitting there thinking someone else is calling that in? Like,
nobody's doing it.
The fact that you're doing it, that shows the odds of someone else thinking the same thing are high enough to just go ahead and be the part of the equation.
Be that person.
I'm gonna be the person who's actually satisfying that. That condition. Whatever.
Be the person that everybody thinks is calling in.
Yeah.
It's like, there's somebody's calling in. Be the somebody that they think somebody's calling.
Be the Poindexter. Be the guy who follows the rules. But
yeah, man. It's a good recommendation.
Yep.
Good recommendation.
Back the blue.
Back. All right, buddy. Well, shoot. There's only one thing to be said from here. Beijing.